Happiness is freedom. Freedom is having the choice to spend your time doing things that inspire you. Most people want freedom, but many people don't have a clear objective, a roadmap, or a strategy to achieve it. Everyone deserves to live an inspired and free life. I believe that when we're free and able to focus on our most meaningful work, we simply become better human beings. We can give more, care more, support more, and love more. I'm an investor, a trader, and an entrepreneur, and I get to spend every day doing what I love. At the age of 29 years old, I became financially free, and since then my mission has been to help and inspire other people to achieve the same so that they can be more of who they really want to be. Always Free is about having a free mind, being free to question the status quo, free to take risks, free to say no, free to say yes, free from social idealisms, opinions and beliefs, free to disobey, and free to wake up every day and spend your time to make a difference that inspires you. You can have it all. Living a life designed by you isn't a stroke of luck or a result of circumstance. It's a choice. So if you want to learn how to become free and live an inspired life, join me for the #1 show for financial empowerment and wealth creation as I share my insights, tips, strategies and advice on what allowed me to be always free. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jason Graystone.
Well. Welcome back to the show. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a nice week so far. Who we got here? Let's see. Oh, a little bit early there. Pigs Pajamas, Neil Storr, Katie Brennan, Georgina. Good evening. How's everyone doing? Robbie's in the house, Chris is in the house, Sandra. Excellent. Hope you had a nice week so far. It's been very my birthday, my 40th birthday was yesterday, so 40 years old. Today I'm 40 and my first day in my 40s. Thank you very much. Don't feel a day over 50. I'm just kidding. I actually feel really young. I feel good. I feel healthy. One of my goals was to look and feel my best in my life, and to be honest with you, I think I hit it. I feel good. I'm happy with my look, I'm happy with my feel, I feel healthy, so really happy. Thanks for all the birthday wishes to everyone that sent them in as well, and everyone that sent me messages yesterday. I really appreciate that. Apologies if I didn't get a chance to respond to everyone, but I really do appreciate it. So what I thought I'd do today is I was going to just dedicate this show and the podcast this week to my 40 at 40. In other words, 40 kind of nuggets, 40 pieces of advice that have served me in my 40 years of life. And I want to share them with you. So I'm going to share with you 40 little nuggets, pieces of advice, tips, insights, if you like, that have served me. And I'll share them with you so that hopefully they serve you in some way. But they're not going to be necessarily dedicated to financial, because I already did an episode on my 10 kind of commandments for wealth building and financial. I also did last week. I did a session on 7 common tips or common habits for successful people, which went down really well actually. You're going to need a big notepad for this one if you're taking notes. And to be honest with you, I haven't actually rehearsed any of this. I basically, a couple of days before my 40th, I just quickly noted down my 40 top things that came to the top of my head, things that I've used day in and day out in business, in life, and basically just got that list here that I'm going to go through, and I'm just going to kind of not spend too long on each one, but I'm going to kind of explain what they mean, and I'm going to move on. So I don't know how long the show's going to be, but hopefully it will stay around half hour, and we'll get done normal time, but it might go on a little bit longer. Great, and you guys want to jump in as well and share some of yours, even better. And then we'll do the competition time at the end. So here it goes, 40 at 40, right? First one goes back to when I was very, very young. And it's kind of aligned with my whole overall message, and that is be happy in your own company. Being happy in my own company. I was happy in my own company as a kid. Lots of successful people who I've spoke to and conversed with about being in their own environment, in their own company. Lots of them kind of were recluses, or they went into the library at lunch, or they kind of spent a lot of time on their own. Not because, they were kind of outcasts or anything. Some of them were, but it was really just being happy with your own company. That's the main thing. If you're happy with your own company and you're able to just be okay with not kind of having a peer group around you to kind of bounce off of. If you're just happy in your own company, that's going to serve you really, really well in all areas of life, because it's you're the one that you've got to answer to. You're the one that you've got to look in the mirror. You're the one that you've got to be happy with. You're spending more time with you than anyone else. So if you're not happy in your own company, then you're a bit done for, right? Because you're going to be with you regardless of who you're with. So being happy in your own company was number one. The next one is ask good questions. You've often heard me say the quality of life is dictated by the quality of questions you ask yourself. I believe that we can get anything that we want in life by asking the right questions. One of my mentors, Dr. John DeMartini, also said this, and it's something that I took away from him years ago, about 10 years ago, and that has served me well. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me, rephrase the question to, what can I do about this? How do I overcome this? If something bad happens, or something you perceive as bad, then how do we get around this? How do we stop this from happening again? Those types of questions. Ask good questions and you'll find good answers. Number 3 is you get what you tolerate, okay? A lot of people say, well, I deserve this, I deserve that, I want this, I want that, I'm going to work for this, I'm going to work for that, or I'm qualified for this, but they're getting more. At the end of the day, you get what you tolerate, okay? In other words, you get what you're willing to put up with. Whatever level you acclimatize to, you are going to get that, you're going to stay at that level. And it's whatever you tolerate. It's kind of like your standards. So by looking at it that way, if you're raising your standards, then your level of which you tolerate is going to increase, and then the level of your results is going to increase. So the great one is my fitness journey recently, my body transformation. I tolerated a certain level last year. This year, I'm not tolerating that anymore. I'm tolerating something else, and it's by raising your standards. So that is that's number 3. Number 4, take responsibility. This is something I've been over before. Take responsibility for everything. Don't blame anyone if anything's not going your way, or someone in your business is not performing. It's you. It's not them. It's something you have to. It's something missing in you and the communication between you and them that's having that effect, or is the reason that that's working the certain way it's working. It's up to you to take responsibility for your actions. There's no blaming other people. You focus on things you can control, and you take responsibility for all of that, whether you're going into business, whether you're building wealth, whether you're in a relationship, whatever it might be. Take responsibility. Okay? The next one, which is number 5, is positivity is a myth. And I've been over this in previous episodes of the show. What I mean is, don't seek just positivity, because it's stupid. It's daft. If you're just trying to seek one side of something, you're going to either repress the other side until it hits you tenfold, or you're going to be very depressed when it shows its head. And seeking positivity all the time is going to leave you in a very difficult situation. Also, people who are not positive towards you help you grow. If everyone was positive towards you, you'd just stagnate, because you'd be very complacent. You'd feel like you're top of the world, and everyone, you wouldn't grow, you wouldn't strive. Whereas people who are saying some negative things towards you, you are going to, if it hurts, you're going to take that on board, and you're going to use that to go, actually that hurt a little bit. Why did it hurt? I'm going to sort that out. I'm going to deal with that so I can't be hurt again when someone says that. And they help you grow. So positivity, don't seek just positivity. It's not my thing. I see it all over social media, and I don't personally agree with it, because I've used both. Next one is time is not money. This is a finance relevant one, but it's very important. Everyone's going around saying time is money, and something I learned very young is it's not. Money is time. How much time you can buy into the future is what money's all about. How many opportunities, how much creativity, how much love and care and freedom and choice that you can buy is what money's all about. If you think time is money, then you're limited to how much you can earn, because there's only a certain amount of hours in the day, 168 hours in the week, and you're going to be very stressed if you're going about thinking that, because you're going to try and work longer and longer hours, and that's going to move you further away from freedom. Number 7 is a massive one, and that is communicate in values. Communicate in values. Everyone on this whole planet is out for themselves and are trying to fulfill their own values. That's it. They're trying to fulfill what's important to them. And if you can communicate in that way, you will be able to get what you want as well, whilst they get what they want. You'll be able to negotiate, you'll be able to influence, you'll be able to do business better, you'll be able to have better relationships. If you can understand why people value certain things and what's important to certain people and communicate in that way with your own values, you're going to have a very seamless, effortless dance with everyone around you, particularly in business. Okay. Number 8 is be selfish first. Okay. As I say, everyone's out for themselves, and the people who try to help other people are usually people who haven't even got their self together yet. And if you do that, you'll end up resentful. So put yourself first, get your head right, give yourself permission to actually get clear about who you want to be first of all, and then you can help other people. If you're on an aeroplane, there's a reason that they tell you when the masks come down, you serve yourself first, then the kid. Because I tell you what, if you haven't got yourself together, you are not very good to anyone else. You're pretty useless to everyone else. Okay. The next one is happiness is not external. Happiness is not something that you're going to find on a mountain, in a lake, in the countryside, in a man, in a woman. Happiness is not something you're going to find. Happiness has to be in you. When you're happy with yourself, a bit like point 1 about being happy in your own company, what you find is when you're happy with yourself, everything else just kind of works out a lot more seamlessly and easily. It's not something you're going to search for. Your purpose is not something that you find. It's something that's in you and you have to get connected to in order to have a happy life. The next one is think long term. Okay, so think long term, being able to think of the end goal and then reverse engineer the end goal to get the result. That's something that not many people do. They think day to day and they're very instant gratification. Whereas if you can think longer term, you're going to have more patience. You're going to be more focused on the process rather than the outcome. That's going to get you more inevitable results. And it's also going to allow you to strategize better about what it looks like. Delayed gratification's got to be one of the biggest tips that I could give anyone. Lots of people live a certain life, but if they'd just waited a few more years and kept going and kept going and kept going, they would be able to have far greater experiences and far better opportunities had they just gone a little bit longer. And I told the story about the marshmallows a couple of episodes back. Hello, evening. How's everyone doing anyway? Number 11, I've got loads to get through, right? I've got 40, so I'm churning through these. Number 11 is have a greater cause. Think beyond you. I did a episode on this as well. Having a greater cause allows you to not get swung around day to day and you're just focused on the mission. So anything that you are working on, the problems and challenges that arise don't seem too big because they're minute in the big scheme of things. You're just working on the bigger goal, so have a greater cause. Next one closely related is whatever we plan, we get. So I went for a whole planning episode on this a few episodes back. People set goals, they don't plan them. If you plan them, it tends to work out. We just did a whole session on this in my strategy session. But what you plan, you get, and planning goals is crucial to actually getting the result. So whatever we plan, we get. 13, don't respect your elders. And what I mean by that is a bit contrarian, it's a bit kind of controversial, bit of a shock tactic, but don't respect your elders. What I mean by that is don't take old, outdated strategies. Just because your nan done it, your granddad done it, your mum or dad did it, doesn't mean it's right for you. Doesn't mean it's relevant today. The world moves fast, technology moves fast, and if you're just doing it because it's what's always been done, right? And you hear this in business, we do it because we've always done it that way. It's the worst phrase in the English language, and it's respecting the elder way of doing things. Don't respect your elders in that way. That's my piece of advice. 14 is people don't want you to succeed. You know what I'm going to say about this. It's just a natural thing of evolution where we want to survive longer than everyone else. And you'll get to a level where you acclimatise to a level where they feel you're going to outdo them from a survival standpoint. You're going to be fitter, healthier, richer, wealthier, better in a social environment, more of a leader. And as soon as you push to that level, they'll put you down. They'll try and bring you back down a peg or two because they feel inferior. So don't want everyone to back you 100% because they just won't. And it's not that they're bad people. It's a natural instinct. Greetings. All right, so that's 14. 15 is pressure. Pressure's good, not bad. Pressure's good. You put yourself under pressure to grow. If people start telling you you're putting too much pressure on yourself, that means that you're going to grow. And putting pressure on yourself for a consistent amount of, consistently for a long period of time is when you have those breakthroughs, when you have those exponential growth spurts in your journey. So pressure is good. Embrace it. Put yourself under pressure. That's a good thing. 16 is, pressure to be a diamond. Yep, pressure. Diamonds come from pressure. Lump of coal. Number 16 is compare yourself to others. Everyone says don't compare yourself to others, right? If you are a heroin addict, it pays you to compare yourself to a fitness personal trainer. If you're in debt, it pays you to compare yourself to someone who's got their finances in order, right? If you're struggling in business and you're trying to make sales, it pays you to compare yourself to someone who's making lots of sales. If you tell yourself you should never compare yourself to others, what you're going to stop doing is comparing yourself to people you need to compare yourself to. Okay, so I'm not talking in terms of you need to compare yourself as a person because of your values. I'm talking about compare yourself and your results to other people and get around people that have got the results. 17 is be accountable. I think we all know what that means. 18 is fair exchange rules the game. So don't expect anything without, don't give without the expectation of receiving. Give without receiving is ridiculous. Okay, just by giving something to someone, you are taking something away from them regardless, no matter how you look at it. If you give something to someone, you are robbing them of accountability or some kind of credibility or accountability just by doing it. So fair exchange rules the game, embrace it, accept it, and go after it. The 19 is there is no good and bad. People who believe in good and bad are people who are polarized and people who have extreme views. And of course, if you believe in one, you're going to repress the other, and that's going to come back and bite you. So there's no good and bad, there's just values. Everyone's got a different opinion, everyone works in different ways, everyone's got different value systems, and they're all communicating in their own value system. There's no good or bad, it's just opinions. And you have to understand how to embrace that and deal with it. Giving breeds entitlement. Yeah, exactly that, right? Next one, number 20 is, we're halfway, start before you're ready. This is a big one, right? Start before you're ready. So start before you're ready is really when you're striving to either grow in some kind of personal development way or start a business, or maybe you're looking to do some social media, whatever it might be. Just start before you're ready. Start before you're ready, and then learn, and then evolve and adapt, get the feedback, go again. If you're just waiting for everything to be perfect, you're not going to do it. YouTube, do it, okay? Kind of stems into numbers. Prolific beats perfect. This is a phrase that my friend Daniel Priestley says quite a lot. And prolific beats perfect. It means a terrible podcast is better than no podcasts. A terrible YouTube video is better than no YouTube video. Right? A terrible blog is better than no blog. Prolific beats perfect. Get yourself out there and you're going to find that it has a massive impact in your life and how you grow as a human. What does it say on the mug? I love toff. Don't we all? Don't we all? The next one, 22, is income is outcome. So you can't expect to generate income without outcome first. You're going to have to either develop a skill or you're going to either have to serve people, and that is relevant to your income. That's relevant to your income. So the more you pour into outcome, the more income you get. It's as simple as that. I know it sounds fairly obvious, but people seem to think that they're just going to get paid for something without either putting the output into a skill or into service. That doesn't exist. Next one is lead by example. And a good example is better than good advice. That's really what I want to say. A good example is better than good advice. People who are closest to you are least likely to listen to you because they don't want you to be, they feel like they've had the same opportunities as you. And if you try and start teaching them things, they probably won't want to know. So the best thing you can do is just do it. Lead by examples. Get success in silence and let your results do the talking. And I promise you, they'll be following closely behind. All right, you'll inspire them. Next one's save, invest, speculate. So this is a financial one, and it's the order in which I would manage your money. Save first, then invest, and then start to trade. That speaks for itself. 25 is learn and teach. What I mean by this one is, it's kind of the start before you're ready. If you're learning something, teach as you go. Don't wait until you know everything before you start teaching. People love the journey. People love going on a journey with you. And if you're learning, share it straight away. One, it's very efficient for you to start getting your teachings out there in an area you're inspired to teach in, but also people love it. People love the fact that they're learning with you. And if you're teaching them, then they look up to you. Even though you don't know the whole book, you know a chapter ahead, learn then teach, learn then teach. It's a very, very efficient way of doing it. Next one, 26, is you already have everything, okay? This is a hard one for people to graft, but we all have everything already. We're all born the same, okay? We're all born the same. It's just how we figure out how to convert what we've got into means, such as cash, wealth, friendships, relationship. We've all got it there already. We've all got $1 million, we've all got $1 billion inside of us, we've all got $1 trillion there. It's just that it's the questions that you ask, and it's the actions that you take and the beliefs that you've got that spiral into what direction you take, what habits you develop. And asking yourself those good questions, which I came out earlier, you're going to move towards exploiting more of those results rather than hindering it and you know, shielding it and keeping it locked inside you. But we've already got everything inside us that we need. There's nothing that we need, it's all there. 27 is consistency's king. Consistency's the key to life. Like that's literally, that probably should have been number 40, but if you want to achieve anything, you've just got to keep doing it consistently. That's it. Don't veer off track. Don't expect different results by doing different things, or same result by doing different things. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Consistency is king. 28 is freedom is not just financial. So this is one that I talk about. A lot of people think that freedom is just financial, but it's actually not. Mental freedom is actually contributes towards the majority of your feeling of freedom, and that's just doing what you want to do, deciding not to follow someone else. There's so many people that really, they're born, they love something naturally, they go into a job that's nothing to do with that, Then when they get to 30, 40, they go, oh, I wish I always done that. And then they go night school. They spend years reversing back into doing what they should have done originally. And the reason they didn't do it originally is because someone told them they should do something else. So mental freedom is going to play a massive part in how free you feel. And then the next one is mobility freedom. So if you can do what you love from anywhere, you're going to be you're going to feel very free. And then the financial element is just what underpins it and supports it. That's the easiest bit, to be honest. If you can do what you love and then do it anywhere in the world, usually you find that you earn more money from doing that anyway. So that's 28. 29 is focus on processes, not outcomes. That's kind of self-explanatory and kind of tied to one that I said earlier. 30s, take risks, take calculated risks every single day. Take risks, take a punt, go after it, go and do it. I can't stress enough that is one of the biggest, that's probably one of the things that has given me the biggest payoffs in my life. And I'm not necessarily talking about huge financial risk or anything like that. Just take a risk, just talk to someone, tap someone on the shoulder, take someone for lunch, take a mentor for lunch. Just go and take the risk, take the risk. Well done on destroying the dad bod. Thanks. Next one, 31, environment dictates performance. Again, another one from Daniel Priestley, environment dictates performance. Get in an environment that's going to help you grow towards who you want to be. If you're in an environment that sucks and zaps the life out of you, you're going to, they say that you're the equivalent of the 5 people you spend your life around, most of your time around, and that's true. Not just in terms of personality, but in terms of beliefs, in terms of income. I've found that to be true. 32 is to be in business, you have to be in business. This is a phrase told to me by one of my first mentors, George Turnbull, and I didn't really know what he meant at the time, but it means, again, you have to keep going. You have to be in the fight, and you learn and you grow and you get better by being in it. You don't grow by being out of it, mocking other people that are trying to do it. That doesn't get you anywhere. 33 is you cannot fear the unknown. Fear is just an imagination of the future based on something that's happened to you or you've seen happen to someone else in the past. That is it. And you can't fear the unknown. That's ridiculous. So if you think you've got a fear of the unknown, actually think back to what happened in your past. And if it does really scare you, ask yourself what the benefits of the thing happening in your past, and you'll overcome, it will dissolve the fear in the future. Next one, 34, is anxiety is helpful. Anxiety is a trigger inside of you to go, you're trying to do something that you're not comfortable doing, that you shouldn't be doing. You're trying to do something and get an expectation of what your life should be like based on someone else's life. You shouldn't be doing it. Don't do it. So listen to it. It's a healthy thing that comes up and tells you to hold your horses a little bit or do something else, or you're a bit off track. You're a bit off of truth to you, and you want to listen to that and use it and thank it. 35 is people treat you how you let them treat you. If people are ringing you up and you're answering the phone every minute and you always text back immediately, you're a pushover, and people will treat you like a pushover. You'll be the shoulder to cry on. People will take the mick with your time. They'll dictate your agenda every day. You'll be doing favors for them every day. If you are blind with your money or not good with your money, people will control that for you. If you are out of health, fitness, people will push you around. People will treat you how you let them treat you. So remember that. However you're being treated right now, if you're not happy, it's because you've let them treat you that way. 36 is you cannot rush things. You cannot rush good things. Good things take time. Good things are worth taking a good time, and you cannot rush a result. If you do rush something and you get lucky, you end up back at break even at some point anyway, whether it's money, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whether it's whatever it might be. If you rush it and get a quick result, what you find is it smooths out over time. Whereas if you take your time to get the result, you have exponential results. Okay. The next one is perfect doesn't exist. Okay, perfect doesn't exist. Perfect is an imagination of what things could be like in an ideal world, and that dynamically changes all the time. And the more perfect something becomes, then you have another idea of perfect. And then it just keeps going and going and going. So perfect doesn't exist. Nothing is perfect. Nothing ever will be. I don't even know why. It's just a word that means an ideal, which is ridiculous because there's no ideal. You're never reach it. So perfect doesn't exist. Stop searching for it. 38 is no one moves a muscle without a motive. Okay, and this is relevant to, if you think that you're, if someone's done something to you or something hasn't done something to you, there's a reason for it. And if someone is doing something, they've got a motive behind it. If you're doing something, you've got a motive behind it. No one does anything without a motive. So if you feel like you're doing something that's kind of detrimental to your journey, it's because you actually have got a motive behind it. If you're doing something that's positive towards your growth as a being, it's because you've got a motive behind it. And the same goes for every single person, every single minute of the day, forever. And when you understand that, you can start to see why people do certain things. 39 is freedom makes you a better person. And this is what I truly believe. When you're free and able to focus on your most meaningful work, you become more creative, more calm, more caring, you serve better, you see better opportunities to make things better. And this is why I teach what I teach. So when you become free, you become a better person, a better human being. You can support more people. You can help more people. You can make a bigger difference in the world. And that's because you're not tied up in your day-to-day. You're thinking much bigger picture. So freedom makes you a better person. And 40, which is probably the biggest one of all, is be who you want to be. No one else. Don't listen to social idealisms and say what people want you to say. Don't subordinate to social media and the highlight reel of people's lives. When you're really inspired in your life and you're having a moment, be present and be grateful and happy that you're in that situation. Turn off the phones, turn off the social media, enjoy the experience and embrace it as something that you love because you're being who you want to be. Be who you want to be means just being truthful to yourself, what your values are, and don't be swayed off track because someone's putting an opinion in your head or someone's telling you that you should do this or should do that. Because what you'll find is years down the line, you'll try and get back to being who you wanted to be in the first place, and that can take years. Just do it now. Do it right now. Do it from day one, and just tell the truth, your truth, whether it's in a job interview, okay, be truthful about yourself. If you're going on a date and you want to get with some girl or man, be truthful. Don't say what they want to hear. Say what you want to hear all the time. Say what you want to hear. It's liberating and it's very, very empowering. So be who you want to be. That's my message. And that is my 40 at 40. If you've got any nuggets you want to share, I'd love to see them in the comments. Really looking forward to seeing your nuggets. That's my 40 at 40. Hope you enjoyed them. So that just leaves competition time. Competition time, eh? So, competition time. We're going to send you out some nice little goodies, some bracelets, little notepads, some other stickers and things like that, always free. And all you have to do to win competition time is be here during competition time, commenting. Take a little snapshot of this now, share it on social and tag me in it as well. And you'll get entered into next week's competition time to win the prize. But this week, the winner of competition time is someone who was here last week commenting and engaging in the chat. And that is Reno. So well done to you. Thank you very much. You've been here week on week, commenting, engaging in the chat. I'm not sure if you're here now. I hope you are. But yeah, people love the hoodies. We're not giving away any more hoodies, but you can buy them if you email admin@graystone.education. Very, really nice, really nice hoodies. So well done, Reno. And lastly, the meetup. If you are interested in the meetup, all you have to do is scan this, okay, or screenshot this, put it into your camera roll or your camera or your QR code scanner, and that will send you to a Skype group where we're organising the meetup. So if you do that, you can access the Skype group there. And that just leaves us to say until next week, have a great rest of your day and weekend, and I'll see you then.